Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching my show here. It is Friday, January 3rd, 2013. I'm sorry, 2014. It's, of course, Friday. Now, I'm just doing sort of a random video here just to give you some random news, but basically, I am here in the Northeast of Massachusetts, and currently, right now, it's -1 degree out, and it's slated to get down to -18. So hopefully, everyone who is watching this video and is from the Northeast, stay as warm as you possibly can. Alright, let me go ahead and get started here. Here's the first headline. Obamacare doctor's office spends 2 hours on hold with insurer for surgery authorization before giving up. Frustrated patients walk out of hospitals without treatment. New Year's Eve binge. Government borrows $1,088 per household. Fed lists 141 new regulations in 3 days. PNC Bank says glitch causing strained charges, double mortgage payments, and customer accounts. What a surprise, right? Those are a few headlines that are up on Drudge. The top headline is the coldest game in history. 8 below in Green Bay, which is what they're forecasting for Sunday's game via the Green Bay Packers game. I forget who they're playing, but it's not really all that big of a deal. Wolf breaks F-word record. I went and saw that film. Very interesting. If you want to know the truth is in Wall Street and really what it's like, I haven't been in Wall Street. I've never worked down there in my life, but I can only imagine the type of behavior or the shenanigans that take place. But this, if you really want to get an idea of what it's like, you should definitely check out this film. And it's funny because throughout the film, they're sort of making fun of their audience. It's sort of hard to explain unless you've seen it, but there were parts in it where the main character actually gets down and explains what an IPO is, and eventually he ended up trying to explain to the audience what a pump and dump scheme was, and that was exactly what he was perpetuating within this movie, and that's where he made his money, was through pump and dump scandals, going out and buying shares of stock, IPOs, and then once they could sell enough of those stocks, then they dumped their shares and rank in a boatload of cash, which is exactly what this guy had got caught doing. The guy who is played by Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not sure what the guy's name is or anything, but it is based on a true story, The Wolf of Wall Street, so definitely check that out if you can. I mean, let me just preface by saying this as well. Don't take kids. Don't take your little kids, because The Wolf on Wall Street is also basically softcore porn. I mean, it's literally a porn movie within the theaters that you could take your kids to. That's how graphic it is. So, I mean, literally full-on intercourse that actually does take place in this movie. Pretty interesting stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and do some gold and silver news. Let's just get an update on gold and silver. Alright, what's happening in gold and silver? Gold is up $14, according to BullionDirect.com. It's $1236.94 gold is, and silver is $20.15. And of course, the markets are closed right now due to the weekend, so that's the gold and silver had ended on the upside this week, which is quite foretelling, since a lot of people, guys like Eric Sprott, Jim Sinclair, are predicting gold and silver will move upwards this year. Towards the end of the year, we're going to see gold and silver really spike in prices. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually does occur, but it looks like it's off to a good start, so let's see what happens after that. Let's go ahead and hop on over to E&E News. The expert source informed me that areas by U.S. nuclear plants are becoming seismically active. Studies underway right now, and RC officials use only quakes can actually happen almost anywhere. So basically, in other words, we're going to have a Fukushima here in the United States. Very foretelling. Nuclear engineer radioactive plumes always coming out of Fukushima Unit 3. Water is not getting to hotspots, it's because of melted core. Fission may be taking place underneath the reactor. Now, I'm not a nuclear scientist expert or anything like that. I'm not an expert in this, but from what it sounds like is that the spent fuel rods are so hot right now that it literally is impossible to even cool. Because as soon as you try to put water in the tanks, the water evaporates and it just turns into steam. So it's really pretty interesting to read about, but that's how I understand it. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe someone is out there who understands it a little bit more than I do. And if you do, please comment, please rate, please subscribe, please thumbs up, please thumbs down, whatever you have to do. Moving on, senior scientist Fukushima cores melted through the containment vessel. I'm very concerned about sea life on West Coast accumulating radioactive material. Some contamination will arrive in concentrated pockets. We already knew that. Top Russian nuclear official in Fukushima catastrophe matched our worst case scenario. U.S. government email radiation release thought to be 500 times higher than we calculated. Very interesting. Let me read that again. Radiation release thought to be 500 times higher than we calculated. No, 500 times higher than what you said, which is what you lied about. I mean, come on. They knew how bad this was. It was a Mach 5 plant. You know, the deadliest of radioactive isotopes known to man. And they say that it's not a big deal. Very, very interesting stuff. I mean, it's almost like dark comedy when you read some of these headlines, especially when you read some of the mainstream media headlines like Fox and CNBC and MSNBC and CNN. It's like, really, I'm sitting here on the computer, I'm reading these headlines, and I'm thinking in my head that there's got to be a comedian somewhere who's literally doing stand-up comedy just based on these headlines. That's how ridiculous they are. I can just imagine someone like Jamie Foxx just reading these headlines, and that's just the skit for the night. So anyways, moving on. Nuclear expert, Fukushima reactor's cores melted right down into the ground. That radioactive material is getting washed out into the Pacific Ocean. Of course it is. And it just gets kind of redundant after that, so I won't continue on with the Fukushima news, Fukushima/nuclear news. Alright, what else is occurring out in the world? Let's hop on over to ZeroHedge.com. The biggest redistribution of wealth from the middle class and poor to the rich ever explained. That's one headline. Guest post, violence in the face of tyranny is often necessary. Of course, I don't advocate going out and taking the law into your own hands. It's best to just defend yourself. You know what I mean? If someone's shooting you, you shoot back. You know what I mean? Don't go out and looking for trouble. Cliff Ashton's blasts those who call it a stock picker's market. Bitcoin versus gold. Come on. I mean, Bitcoin, here's my take on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is even worse than fiat money. Okay? Because you see what's happened with Target. You see what's happened with all the banks getting hacked in. Do I really want to go out, spend all this money, buy Bitcoin, so that some big corporation or the government can hack into my computer, hack into my accounts, and just take it? You know what I mean? At least with paper dollars, you can actually physically hold it. And gold and silver, same as well. As bad as fiat currency is, at least you can hold it. You can't hold Bitcoin. Oh my God, interesting. Friday trivia, how many rounds of golf has Obama played since taking office? Oh wow. That's like asking how many strikeouts does Randy Johnson have for his career? Senator Bernie Sanders asks NSA if it spies on Congress. Oh boy, what a question. That would be like asking what's 2 plus 2. Oh come on, what is 2 plus 2, really? The funny thing is, I took a walk and I forgot to take a picture of this. I didn't have my camera with me, and I meant to come back and take a picture, but I saw this big sign on this building that said 2 plus 2 equals 5 in big red letters. So that was interesting. But why taper-driven EM terminal is a big problem, and those are just a few of the other headlines. Not of course, it being Friday, not too many news, too much news in terms of financial news. Oh, excuse me. Molden humanity will be radically transformed in 2014. This is KingWorldNews.com. War rages in gold as deflation battle continues. Frankenstein, this stock market will crash. Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that. Frankenstein, this stock market crash will be worse than '87. Forget IMF's tax on deposits. This will truly destroy savers. This will cause catastrophic financial destruction in 2014. China accelerates the push for its citizens to buy gold. Very interesting stuff. Those are just a few of the headlines on KingWorldNews.com. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end that there. I will post the articles, as many of them as I can, down in the description box. Of course, please rate, please subscribe, please thumbs up, thumbs down. If you want, definitely comment. I definitely would appreciate comments. Absolutely, 100%. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend and stay warm out there. Bye.